Hello students, it's Ms. Cruz with another video on how to register for the SAT. The last video we did was on the ACT, and this time around we're going to be registering for the ACT. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to www.act.org. Once you get to the page, if you look down at the middle of the page, it's going to say register for the ACT. You're going to go ahead and click on that tab, and it's going to take you to an account that looks as such. It's going to ask, do you have three options? There are some students that already have an ACT account and some that do not. So you're going to go, if you haven't created an account, you're going to go ahead and select, I have not taken the ACT before, and I'm going to be creating an account for first time users. So you're going to click on that tab, and it's going to prompt you to a page where you're going to fill in some information about yourself. Again, it is going to ask for an email address. As always, make sure you use an email that you have access to, because it is going to ask for you to verify. Once you have created your ACT account, it's going to ask that you log back in. And if you log back out, it'll be the same thing. So whenever you do sign back in, your first thing that you're going to see is the welcome page. It's going to ask your role, your high school information. I created my account previously, but I'm going to go ahead and start off from here. That way you know what to do on your end. For the country, I'm going to leave it as United States. And for the city, we're going to go ahead and put in this information. Like I said, we're both going to be walking through this whole application. That way you have an idea on how to register for that exam. I'm going to click Texas. City, I'm going to do Bryan. Let's see, where is it? There it is. And then high school, we're going to do, depending, it says here Earl Rudder High School. So make sure it says Earl. High school graduation, and it's going to be class of 2021. And I'm going to do next. Okay, and then another welcome page, it just tells you information about ACT, prep guides, and other information for you. We're just going to go ahead and do register for the SAT at the very top. Welcome to ACT registration. Here's what you need to register. It takes about 30 minutes. Your credit card information, because it is going to ask for credit confirmation at the end if you do not qualify for a fee waiver. Your high school grades and courses, and a photo. So we're going to go ahead and begin registration. Will you be testing in the U.S. or outside of the U.S.? Ours is going to be in the U.S. Do you need English learner support or have a disability that requires accommodations to access the test? So again, this is the same thing, guys, that we had mentioned earlier for the SAT. If you have testing accommodations such as extended time, or you need somebody to read the exam to you, this is where you're going to select yes, accommodations support needed. If you don't need that, you're going to go ahead and select no, none of this. Though if you select yes, they are going to be asking for more documentation. So make sure you know that they are going to ask that you submit that documentation prior to registering. So let's go ahead and do none, no, none needed at this time. And again, it's going to ask choose your testing option, full ACT with writing or full SAT no writing. So that's really up to you guys. A writing section is not necessarily needed, but we highly recommend it. For those who get free or reduced lunch, we do ask that you take it with the writing, just because it is free to you, and you want to take advantage of that opportunity. So let's go ahead and do full ACT with writing. And basically it's just ask, when do you want to take your test? Well, like I told you before, let's try to take that ACT as soon as possible, just because if we need to retake that exam, we can always do that this semester and not have to wait till the spring semester to take that test. So let's try to pick a date that you know that you can take that test as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and select, let's see, if you notice, it does have Huntsville High School down here and Bryan High for October. Whichever day you select, make sure that it says Bryan High or a location here in town and not outside of town. Unless you're willing to travel out, then that's fine. But again, just an FYI, make sure that you pay attention to the location of the test and the times. So I'm going to go ahead and just select September 12th as the earliest exam at Bryan High. I'm going to scroll down and next that. Okay, it's going to ask for the payment. Again, if you get free or reduced lunch waivers, basically what it is, a waiver is just a paper that has information about you receiving the free exam, and it has some codes on it, the top right section. Now if you're going to do face-to-face, you're going to be here on campus, then if you come to the CC, we can provide you with that ACT waiver, and we'll help you input those codes into your account. But if you're doing hybrid or online courses, then let me know, send me an email or a message during my one-on-one, and I can always send you those codes for the waiver. That way you don't have to pay it. But again, this only applies to students who get free or reduced lunch. For those who are having to pay out of pocket, it is going to ask that you provide the credit card information so that you can be registered for the exam. So again, just because you create an account with ACT, it does not mean that you have registered. It just means that you have created your account. You actually have to select a date and submit that payment in order to proceed. I'm going to proceed to checkout. And again, this is just optional ACT prep guides. Like I told you before, you have access to ACT and SAT study guides through your Edgenuity account, so there is no need for you to purchase those unless you're wanting to. That's fine, but just to save a few bucks, you can always do the Edgenuity courses online that you have access to already. I'm going to save and continue. It is going to ask for a photo. Again, just as SAT, make sure that your photo is clear. No selfies, no one else in the photo, just you, upright photo. But again, once you insert that, it'll prompt you to the next page. Again, guys, do not skip the photo section. I highly recommend that you insert the photo and then in there versus you continuing with the registration and not submitting that photo, because neither do you want to show up on test date with the ticket with no photo on there, because they're going to ask that you re-register for another test date because there is no photo. So make sure that you insert that photo. I'm going to go ahead and add a photo just for now. That way it'll allow me to move on to the next step. I'm going to choose photo. I'm going to pick this lovely photo of my son, and then I'm going to do apply cropped. If you notice, my son has a mouth guard on his face. I'm not sure if that'll be acceptable because it's covering his face. But other than that, hopefully that's okay. I'm not sure, but I highly recommend that you take a photo in advance and maybe save it in your account somewhere in your email. That way we can just upload it from there. That shows your full entire face versus a mouth cover on there. That way there is no issues when you go take your test. They can verify that it is you. Okay, so my photo, I'm gonna have to change it because it says that it's not clear enough. But let's double check that. Let's make sure it is. I'll try to crop it a little bit more. That way it only has his face on there. Maybe that'll work. Okay, it's still saying it's not working. I'm gonna crop it some more. Okay, so it's still saying that it's not correct. So I'm gonna crop it even more, see if that'll work. Okay, so that is not working. Let me see if I can. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that out and see if I can move on, because my photo is not clear enough or something's not allowing it. If you look at the bottom of this page, it tells you your campus. It tells you, it's going to ask, are you registering yourself? Is a parent registering you, a counselor, or another person not listed helping you? You're going to put, I'm registering myself. Again, these questionnaires down here, you don't necessarily have to answer them, but if you can, just go ahead and answer them. Female, English. What is your first language? English. No, I'm not EL. That's English Language Services. What is your grade level as of right now? Or what is the year you received the English Language Service in high school? For me, it's going to be prefer not to respond because mine at the beginning it says not applicable. So I'm going to leave it as that. What is the highest level of education your parents or guardians completed? I'm going to go ahead and just select any random for right now, but again, make sure that you're inputting information that is correct for you. Are you right-handed or left-handed? Again, you're probably wondering why are they asking me am I right or left-handed? That's basically for sitting. So whenever they want to make sure that they're sitting you on the right seat and not on the seat that's meant for left-handed and vice versa. So make sure you pick the correct one. And then this educational opportunity service. Do you want to participate in free educational opportunity services, such as scholarship agencies and other education programs can provide you information, meaning that they just want to send you more information about colleges and other educational programs. So if you want to say yes to that, great. If not, that's okay. I'm going to put yes for now. Save and continue. Okay, so this one's indicating that I have to put my race. So I'm going to go ahead and put something real quick, and I'm going to go to the bottom and save. Save it. Let's see what's going on. What is required help open. Okay, I'm looking to see why. Oh, I forgot this one over here. Indicate if you are Hispanic or Latino. I'm going to put yes, I am. Save and continue. Okay, so these are more questions about what kind of school will you graduate. So ours is a public school. So again, it's just asking the type of school we are, which is the public. How many students were in your high school graduating? I believe yours should be around 300, 355, 380, somewhere around there. I'm not too sure yet, but I'm gonna just select that for now. But again, guys, more likely yours is gonna be between the ranges of 200 and 399. What is your current grade in high school? Ours is 12. Which of the following best describes program or high school courses you are taking? Well, for us, it's gonna be we can select other as of right now, and then it's going to ask about your rank. If you don't know your rank, it's fine. I believe you should be able to skip this section, but let me go ahead and give it a try and see if it'll allow me. The ACT page has changed since the last time we had registered students, so that's the reason I'm having to double check the information, because it is my first time logging into this account with the new way of registering. So again, bear with me. I'm navigating the page just as you are on your end. I'm going to go ahead and select for my GPA as 2.5, 2.9 GPA, and I'm going to save it, continue. Okay, got it. So now it's going to ask that you, for your English 9, English 10th, English 11th, English 12, and other Englishes not reported, have you taken it, will you be taking it, or you won't be taking it? So again, for all your English courses, it's going to be for every grade level, whether you have taken or you are taking or you will be taking or you won't be taking it. So again, this is all optional from what I used to know. I'm not sure if it's still the same, so I'm going to go ahead and next it and see if it'll allow me to continue. Again, if you feel that you want to answer those questions, by all means, go ahead and answer them. You don't necessarily need to. And then again, and then you can always come back to this page and update it if you want to. But again, it's going to ask now for math section. For the math section, again, algebra, algebra 2, geometry, and did you take any of these math courses? And if you did, are you taking it, will you take it, or you won't be taking it? So again, all of these have to have a response if you are going to respond to them. But again, we're going to next it, and then now it's going to go into the science courses. For each course, you're going to select whether you are taking it or you took it, or you will take it or you won't be taking it. So again, all of this is just pertaining to all the science courses in high school. And then for social studies, the same thing. Basically, you're just answering those, selecting it pertaining to whether you are going to take it or you are taking it or will take it or you won't be taking it. And same thing for your foreign language And again, you're only answering with the ones that pertain to you, and ours is more likely either Spanish or French. Next, arts, music, and drama, the same thing whether you're taking it or you're not. But again, same thing there. This is optional as well. You can either skip over it or answer it. I'm just going to go over through the ones that require an answer. I expect to apply for financial aid to help pay for college expenses. We absolutely are going to try to apply for financial aid. Okay, guys, that is highly recommended, so always put yes for that one. Now, when we talk about financial aid, we're just talking about ways of paying for college, whether that's submitting your FAFSA or applying for scholarships, or another way of means of trying to pay for college. But again, it's always yes. I prefer to attend a college with a maximum yearly tuition. Well, just put it this way: tuition for A&M here is around 10,000. So if you're wanting something less than that for tuition, then obviously you would pick something less. But normally universities here in Texas are around 10,000. So it really depends on you. If you're going to a 2-year college, it'll be a little bit less than that. But again, it just depends. And then please estimate the approximate total combined income of your parents before taxes included. If you know the answer, great. If you don't, you can always skip over it. I expect to work while attending college and would like help in finding employment. Again, I'm going to put yes for now. That can always, like I said, all these answers here are optional. Just because you put no or yes on this finding employment, it's not going to hurt you in any way. They just want it for research themselves. So again, please don't think that because you put that, that's what you're going to have to do. About how many hours per week do you plan to work? Again, just pick something for now. It doesn't have to be the exact numbers. It's just an estimate as of right now. I'm going to put 1 to 10. Now we're moving into your possible career and majors. So this is basically, what do you want to study? What are you seeking in college? So let's go. And again, guys, if you decide to put communications for now, that doesn't mean that's going to be set solid. This is just an estimate for right now. What do you think it's going to be? Don't think that just because you put it on College Board that's what it's going to have to be when you go to college, or that you're stuck with that major or career. Just for now, pick what you think you're gearing towards, and if not, you can always get this changed. It's not set in stone. So for now, I'm going to put undecided because I'm unsure. If you decide, well, let me show you another way, that way you can see. I'm going to pick engineering for now. Select your desired major. So engineering, it has different types of engineering. So you're just going to pick the type of engineering you want to study. So again, there's biomedical engineering, there's chemical engineering, and then so on and so forth. And you're going to pick the one that you are most interested or closer interested to. So again, I'm going to still put mine as undecided for now. But again, if you decide to pick a specific major, make sure that you select based on that what you're picking. Identify the occupation. Well, again, you're gonna, whatever you put on this side is what you're gonna put over here on this side. So for me, I left it as undecided, so I'm gonna leave it as undecided for now. What is the highest level education you expect to complete? If you're going to blend or any 2-year, it's gonna be an associate's degree. But if you're planning to go to blend and then transferring out to university, then we're going to be seeking a 4-year degree. So again, it doesn't matter if you're going to blend. You can always put bachelor's degree because you are planning on continuing your education at a university. But if you go into a university, obviously we're going to pick for a bachelor's degree or further on if you decide to go more into school. But for now, I'm going to put bachelor's degree. How sure are you about this choice of college major? In other words, how sure are you that what you're selecting as your career or your major, how sure are you about it? Well, right now I'm not sure. So I'm going to leave it as I'm not sure. And then again, you answer it as how you feel about your major. Occupational choice pertaining to this, I'm going to put I am not sure. As of for now, I'm going to do next. Your needs and interests. Again, this is all optional, guys. You don't necessarily have to pick everything or answer all of these. But if you do, like I said, by all means do so. I'm going to go ahead and next this. And And then again, this is optional. Find the right college. So it's just gonna basically ask you, find the right college. What are you planning to enroll in college as a full-time or part-time? Majority of our students are full-time. I have yet to see a student tell me that they're going to be a part-time when they're going into college as incoming freshmen. So again, it's always majority time it's full-time student. And then these are just questions about the college that you're trying to attend, whether it's a small campus, whether it's a private or public, whether it's a all male or female or co-ed, meaning combined, the size, and this other information. Like I said, this is all optional. You don't necessarily have to answer it. Now when you get to this side, it's gonna ask that you rank these right here from 1 to 7, meaning 1 is most important to you and 7 is least important. In other words, is tuition and cost more important to you than the size of students in the university? Or is the field of study most important to you? Or is tuition, so you just rank them from 1 to 7. Which one is most important to you when you look into finding a university? So that's basically it with that one. So I'm going to do next it. Where should we send your scores? So this is for the part where you have the option to send your scores out to universities or colleges. As mentioned before, ACT is not needed for some of the universities for admission, but we highly recommend that you send those test scores if you have some, especially if the university is offering scholarships that require ACT test scores. So again, here you can either do this now or come back when you have received and reviewed your scores. Again, you have that option to do that now or do it whenever you get the chance, whenever you get your scores. I'm going to do save and continue. So here, tell us the type of notification you would like to receive. So whenever you register for a test, they'll keep communication with you. Do you want them to send you an email, or how do you want them to communicate with you about your test scores, about test dates? So things like that. I want them to send me emails about all of this information here. So I'm going to leave it as emails for all this here. So it's up to you whether you want to receive marketing notifications. If you don't, go ahead and remove it. But again, that's up to you. Here it's going to ask for parent notification. Other than yourself, your parent can also get notified about your upcoming test date. So if you want to register your parent, you can always do that as well using an email, because the parent is going to need an email if you want to register them. I'm going to go ahead and skip the parent notification for now. I'm going to save and continue. This is your terms and conditions. It's up to you whether you want to read through this, just in case. But other than that, majority of students just look at it real quick and then just do the I understand. I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm going to understand. Let's see what it's asking. So if you notice, it's not allowing me to continue. It keeps saying that I cannot just click on that box, the I understand and agree to the above terms. It is asking us to go ahead and click on those blue links in order for us to be able to move forward. So I've clicked on the blue link. I'm going to scroll down a little bit more, and I'm going to just look through this and click on the privacy, ACT privacy. Okay, because it wants to make sure that you are visiting the pages before you acknowledge that. So I'm going to go to that page as well. I'm going to close it out because I'm not necessarily going to email anyone. And I'm going to click on the ACT photo requirements. As mentioned, the photo has to be visible, clear, no selfies, no other person included in your photo other than yourself. And then let's see what other one. Here's another one. Okay, and then let's see. Let me contact us. Okay. Calculator policy. Make sure you have that right calculator when you go to testing. I highly recommend that if you don't have a calculator yourself, you can always ask a teacher to borrow a calculator. But again, make sure that you have a calculator with you, available to you on test date. I'm going to go down to the bottom, contact us, Let's see what else is there here. So all of this good stuff here. So let me see if it'll allow me now. Okay, now it allowed me to understand and agree. So it's just making sure making sure that you click on those blue links as much as you can. If it still doesn't let you click on that I understand, it's because you haven't clicked on other blues or majority of the blue links. So make sure that you try to click on those blue links before being able to click on the I understand agreements. Okay, so we got here to the payment section. For those who do not receive free or reduced lunch and are having to make that payment, this is where you insert that payment to make sure that your registration has been completed. Other than that, if you get free or reduced lunch, your waiver information should have been input at the very beginning where it asked us about the waiver. So this should not come up at all. Other than that, once we have continued that, it's going to take us to a page where we are going to be able to view our admission ticket. The admission ticket is a page where you're gonna use to get into your testing center. Without it, they will not allow you in there. So make sure that you have the ticket with you on test date, along with student ID and calculator, and number 2 pencils. And as usual, they're going to provide you with further information on the do's and do nots on test dates. If you misplace your ticket, that's okay. You can always log back into your account and print out another copy. But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope it was useful and a very simple process. It's not that difficult. But if you have any questions or are confused about it, let us know. Send us an email or a message through Remind 101, and we can help you get across to the registration, or visit us in the CC. Like I said, whichever way is easier for you. As I mentioned earlier, please save that username and password somewhere safe, because again, you are going to need it for future references. We're going to need to log back into your account so that we can send out those test scores eventually. So I'm going to go back to view account, leave this page, and then this is just information about me, but this is something new. Like I said, the ACT webpage has changed a lot since the last time I had helped the student register for ACT. But other than that, like I said, I'll help you navigate as best as I can. I'm going to go back to my checkout items, and again, it's still asking about the waiver if you haven't finished it. Like I said, I don't have the waiver. I can't put a waiver in here because I'm not an actual student. So, but again, for you, if you need a voucher or waiver number, let me know, and that way I can provide you with those specific numbers. That's pretty much it for this video. Again, please visit us in the CC Center if you have any questions. And thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day.